Solo Sikoa turns on Roman Reigns, the best and worst of Raw before WrestleMania 39, WWE blatantly making Bobby Lashley an afterthought. Why John Cena missed the last few WWE Raws before WrestleMania 39, why Paul Heyman sported a new look on WWE Raw, Brock Lesnar scared after being knocked down on WWE Raw. Let's jump right into it. The best and worst of Raw before WrestleMania 39. Welcome to the best and worst of the Raw before WrestleMania 39. It was certainly an interesting episode, although it admittedly left a lot to be desired. With that said, from a commercial standpoint, the episode was a massive success. The road to WrestleMania is officially over for the Red brand, and WWE tried to tie up some loose ends. Unfortunately, major names like John Cena and Logan Paul were missing, but we got to see their opponents cut good promos, and in the case of Seth Rollins, have a good match. We're not sure why there was no build-up for the Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Asuka, but it is just what it is. Apart from that, let's look at the ups and downs of the go-home episode before WrestleMania 39. Number 3. Best. Chelsea Green is going to WrestleMania. Chelsea Green has been one of the most underrated stars on the WWE roster. Despite being more in the enhancement talent territory, she has made the most of every appearance she has had, making fans laugh while simultaneously annoying the life out of Adam Pearce. She did the same this week, and since Carmella was reportedly away due to an undisclosed injury, Sonya Deville was assigned as her tag team partner. Together, the two beat Mitch and Mayhem and Candice LeRae on Raw to qualify for the Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, also involving Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. It's a good spot for Chelsea Green, and although we feel for Mitch and Candice LeRae, Chelsea seems more deserving of the spot right now, which is why it was the right decision to have her win. She's a star in the making. Number 2. Worst. The finish of Rey Mysterio vs. Damian Priest. We will admit that the Dominic Mysterio promo this week on Raw was fantastic. Less than 12 hours before the show, WWE announced that Rey would take on Damian Priest. Mysterio should have won the match via pinfall, but instead, we got a disqualification. While we understand WWE wants to protect Judgment Day, Damian Priest doesn't even have a match at WrestleMania. We like the fact that Legado del Fantasma came out for the save, and we are looking forward to the father versus son match at the Showcase of the Immortals. However, the finish of Mysterio versus Priest left a lot to be desired. Number 2. Best. The weigh-in between Brock Lesnar and Omos. Although Omos versus Brock Lesnar isn't the definition of an eye-watering match, we are curious to see how things play out when the bell rings at WrestleMania. We already saw Omos get the better of Brock Lesnar once, and it happened for the second time this week on Raw. The weigh-in was a good segment, and although Omos' new song is as generic as it gets, he got the better of Brock Lesnar in what was a solid segment. It did well to hype up their upcoming bout over the weekend, which we believe Lesnar will win. Number 1. Worst. Gunther on Raw devalues SmackDown. Gunther appeared on Raw this week ahead of his Intercontinental Championship defense against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. He faced Dolph Ziggler and predictably beat him. The issue we have with his Raw appearance is that it devalues SmackDown and the idea of the brand split. We firmly believe that brand exclusivity is the best way to go, and Gunther will directly benefit from that. Unless there's a good reason, SmackDown stars shouldn't be jumping brands and vice versa. Number 1. Best. Cody Rhodes vs. Solo Sikoa in the finish. Cody Rhodes faced Solo Sikoa in the main event this week and ended up being the first man on the main roster to pin him. While Sikoa has technically suffered singles losses against Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens, they were via DQ. This marked his first pinfall loss since June 2022, almost a full year. He had an impressive streak, and the main event itself was fantastic. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens ensured that the Usos couldn't be the difference makers, and Cody defeated Solo Sikoa, in the end, to stand tall. One night before WrestleMania 39 on SmackDown, Cody will go face-to-face with Roman Reigns. We wonder how things will play out before their clash. WWE blatantly making Bobby Lashley an afterthought. Sadly, Bobby Lashley's road to WrestleMania hasn't panned out as expected. The Almighty's name was brought up during the latest Legion of Raw episode, and Vince Russo believes the superstar needs to question WWE officials about his current status. Lashley was previously on course for a rather bizarre matchup against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, which is no longer on the cards due to the latter's reported health issues. Despite being one of the most protected superstars on the roster, Bobby is without a WrestleMania match. Vince Russo felt that the 46-year-old star ought to speak up about his underwhelming booking. Vince Russo and Dr. Chris Featherstone discussed how kayfabe has been affected in the internet era, with several talents becoming legitimate brands outside the realms of WWE. While Russo realized that Bobby Lashley might be happy with the amount of money he was making in WWE, he raised doubts about his presentation on TV and why Triple H's team needed to do a better job. Like I said, especially when it's a case like a Bobby Lashley and you're blatantly making the guy look like an afterthought. You can't do that to that guy. If I'm Lashley, listen, don't get me wrong, the guy is making a lot of money, Chris, said Vince Russo. I'm sure he is very happy, but if I'm Lashley, I've got to say, wait a minute. None of this is on me, bro, and I've got a brand, said Russo. Unfortunately, Bray Wyatt's absence has led to WWE changing its creative plans for Bobby Lashley, who, as of this writing, is not officially slated to compete at WrestleMania. The two-time WWE champion, though, will enter the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the upcoming SmackDown episode as one of the favorites to be the last man standing. Reports suggest that WWE could use the Battle Royal to set up Lashley's WrestleMania bout, as they would ideally want him on the card, given his popularity amongst the fanbase. Recent rumors reveal that the company could book Bobby to take on LA Knight on Night 1. Would you like to see a clash between the former Impact Wrestling colleagues? Sound off in the comments section below. Why John Cena missed the last few WWE Raws before WrestleMania 39. In recent weeks, Austin Theory began calling out John Cena during promos, demanding why fans support the WWE legend. On March 6, 2023, Cena refused to fight when challenged, claiming that Theory was not ready. However, with fans clamoring for a match, he eventually conceded, thus setting up the bout for the grandest stage of them all. With just 1 week to go until WrestleMania 39, John Cena was absent from Monday Night Raw's lineup, even though it was reported that he would appear to be promoting his match with WWE United States Champion Austin Theory. The filming of Cena's new movie Grand Death Lotto has already started in Atlanta, which derailed his live appearances on the Red brand. He has only appeared once during this WrestleMania season in his hometown of Boston on March 6th. It could still be possible for the former champion to show up on SmackDown, but judging from the lineup, it is unlikely. Unfortunately for his fans, his busy schedule has possibly thwarted any plans for him to be seen on the Red and Blue brand. This week on Raw, Theory gave an intense promo in an empty arena, firing shots at his opponent. He said he is not doing this for his fans or the WWE Universe, and his goal is not to become the next John Cena. Austin concluded that fans would stop believing in Cena once the latter faces him. The similarities between Cena and Austin Theory are quite possibly what makes WWE want to play out this dream matchup. This will be the first time the two will face each other, with the US Championship on the line. John Cena's list of accomplishments is nothing short of impressive. Among his numerous accolades is being a 16-time world champion, a record which he shares with WWE legend Ric Flair. Apart from world titles, John Cena has had 5 reigns as United States champion in WWE. His first reign began after defeating The Big Show at WrestleMania 20. His fourth reign began in March 2015 and is perhaps his most memorable. During this time, Cena introduced the US Open Challenge, where he would defend the championship against any wrestler on the roster who wanted a shot at it. Last year, the former WWE champion commented on his wrestling journey, stating that he is sure that his job in the ring isn't finished, although he wants to be realistic about where he stands. Regardless of whether Cena becomes a 6-time US champion, his legacy in WWE is secure, and he will always be considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Why Paul Heyman sport a new look on WWE Raw. Paul Heyman is arguably one of the greatest managers in the wrestling business today. During his storied run in WWE, he has portrayed an exceptional character and is widely praised for his mic skills. On the latest episode of Monday Night Raw, eagle-eyed fans spotted a subtle change in Paul Heyman's appearance. The otherwise clean-shaven and well-groomed veteran was seen sporting a stubble as he accompanied Solo Sikoa to the ring. To his horror, Cody Rhodes broke the undefeated streak of the Enforcer with a clean win. Following the show, wrestling Twitter has been speculating about the reason behind Paul Heyman's stubble. Some suggested that his changed appearance could be a hint that the Bloodline's special counsel is going on a hiatus after WrestleMania. A few others thought Heyman was possibly concerned about Cody Rhodes' chances of winning against Roman Reigns at Mania, so much so that he didn't get time to shave his facial hair. Heyman has been a valuable asset to Roman Reigns since Brock Lesnar went on a hiatus in March 2020. He has consistently proved his worth by causing match-turning distractions while also ending dissensions by muttering soothing words to Reigns. The Cody Rhodes problem has apparently gotten out of hand. Hence, the Weissman may have a trick up his sleeve for Mania. Rhodes and Heyman have had many back-and-forth conversations in the past few weeks. During a February edition of WWE Raw, the veteran manager made things personal with the American Nightmare by mentioning the latter's family. Former Universal Champion Brock Lesnar ran roughshod over the WWE Raw roster in 2018. Despite his dominance, Paul Heyman's concerns grew each week. The Beast apparently got into the bad books of then General Manager Kurt Angle, which led to threats of a potential firing. Before Lesnar fought Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2018, Heyman was seen accompanying the Beast on WWE Raw as he seemed concerned about the match's outcome. He sported an unkempt look, leading fans to speculate about his state of mind. Eventually, Roman Reigns ended Brock Lesnar's 504-day reign as the Universal Champion at the biggest party of the summer. The Weissman has a long history of betraying his allies, including CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and briefly Roman Reigns. That Heyman's new look hinted him potentially turning on the Bloodline at WrestleMania. Only time will tell. Brock Lesnar scared after being knocked down on WWE Raw. Former United States Champion and wrestling veteran MVP has claimed that Brock Lesnar is scared of Omos after he was knocked down on WWE Raw. Following his assault on Bobby Lashley at WWE Elimination Chamber, MVP issued a challenge to Lesnar to face Omos at WrestleMania 39. The Beast had no problem accepting the fight and even seemed confident he could overpower the Nigerian giant. A couple of weeks ago, the two men came face to face on Raw. When Lesnar tried to overpower Omos, he was unsuccessful. Instead, Omos easily subdued the Beast incarnate. The incident shocked Brock, as it was his first time being manhandled. Tonight on Raw, a special weigh-in was planned between the two. Omos came out first and registered his weight at 410 pounds. Brock Lesnar then came out and tried to attack Omos but was instead knocked out of the ring with a kick to the head. Following the segment, MVP took to Twitter to let everyone know that Brock Lesnar is scared of Omos. "Great shot, Brock is scared," he wrote. Although the build-up to the match was quick, it still makes for an interesting matchup because Omos has gotten the better of Lesnar twice now. Who do you think will win at WrestleMania? Sound off in the comments section. Solo Sikoa turns on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was involved in one of the many WrestleMania Goes Hollywood segments that saw WWE superstars mimicking movie and TV characters. The Bloodline was in a pre-recorded segment imitating the iconic 1990 film Goodfellas. In the segment, the enforcer Solo Sikoa seemingly teased turning on Reigns. For those who are unaware, Goodfellas is a crime mob film featuring Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, and Joe Pesci. Roman Reigns seemingly played the role of Pesci, while Solo Sikoa played that of Liotta. It was a throwback to the scene where Liotta told Pesci he's a funny guy. It will be interesting to see what Solo Sikoa's future is like after the Bloodline. He didn't need to spend much time in NXT and was relatively fast-tracked to the main roster in time for Clash at the Castle 2022. The Usos were unavailable, giving Sikoa the perfect opportunity to help Reigns retain the title. So far, he has been the only member of the Bloodline to not face any true retaliation from Reigns. Perhaps that has to do with the fact that he has been an obedient enforcer for the tribal chief and has been a crucial figure for the Bloodline. Would you like to see him turn on the head of the table? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing